tracked my prey for the last 3 miles without him even knowing. He climbed into another human's car, and he smelled of the need for sex. He wanted it, and that made his scent easier to follow. Their car turned left. Ugly apartment buildings infested this part of the city. Even the purity of night couldn't hide the stark lights and ragged concrete of human luxury dwellings. I missed the ornate cathedrals and castles of home. This city stank of plastic and dumpsters and car exhaust. Whoever planned this modern city tried to hide the unpleasantness behind concrete planters and water fountains. They would be decorative in May, not today. Nobody planted flowers in November. The car turned to the right into a parking lot, then found a numbered stall. A woman climbed out of the driver's seat, my prey from the passenger side. They kissed. Even from my vantage, their pheromones reeked. I needed to hurry, because right before the sex, desire filled the vintage and made their flavor blossom. Let's see if I can prolong their desire, I whispered, and she dropped her keys. The man picked them up and led the way into a building with modern LED lights that mimicked the sun. I whispered, their passion brimming. They made out in the stairwell, their hands eager to rip apart each other's clothes. They walked to the 3rd floor, and a moment later, lights came on in a unit. Landing on the balcony, I sniffed. They were ready. I whispered again. The man opened the sliding glass doors, shirt undone, and stared at me. I shifted to my human form, and my eyes commanded his. He let the shirt drop and bared his neck. I took him. One sharp bite to get the blood flowing, and I drank. The vintage gasped, fell against the wall, chest heaving. His blood tasted of summer strawberries, of mountain air, of too much wine, of intense sexual desire. A tasty vintage, except for the slight acid taste of the steroids. I whispered, "Sleep." The vintage collapsed. I laid him down on one of the balcony chairs, making it look as if he fell asleep. I practiced caution, only taking a little of what he possessed. No deaths meant no hunters would hunt me. Besides, this vintage required a second taste. I liked him. Maybe in a month I'd find him again. The woman came to the balcony, having changed into a black, lacy thing that barely contained her nipples, and bringing 2 glasses that bubbled with champagne. I whispered, "Sleep." She set the glasses down and collapsed. A simple bite, and I sampled. Also a summer vintage, but she tasted of salty sea air, late summer roses, and birth control. A sour yet tasty vintage. I drank the blood because I needed to feed. But I think I would return for both of them. I scratched my mark on their shoulders. They were mine now. Then I stripped them, tossed their clothes in random places around the bedroom, and posed them, spilling champagne across the sheets. Let them wonder how his boxers ended up on the ceiling fan. I whispered, "When you wake, you'll believe you just had the best sex you ever experienced." Satiated, I raked her fingernails across his back, drawing more of his vintage. I smeared a little of the delicious liquid on the sheets, then licked my fingers. Exchange phone numbers, move in together. That way I can find you easier. I leaned in closer to him. See you in a month. I leapt off the balcony, shifting to bat, and went hunting. It didn't take long. A new vintage rode his bike along the dark streets. A college guy. I heard the rustle of his books in the backpack. Gray hood pulled tight, old jeans. He smelled of plastic and cheeseburgers and a pine-scented soap. It reminded me of home. I flew closer, inhaling the smell of the grease about the gears, of the faint aura of sweat and sex denied. How delicious. I flew above him for a minute, then descended. Time to play with my food.